What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. It's going to be one of the last tier lists that we do for the year. This is going to be one of our last 5, which is kind of crazy. We've made a lot of these videos. We've made over 100 this year of different types. But yeah, so now we are going to get on to it. So before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to 275,000 subs by NBA 2K22, and NBA 2K22 is fast approaching. It is going to be another 36 days or so until the game comes out, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, now let's get on to it. So first up, we got Aaron Neesmith. He's not really great, is he? I mean, he was all right. He's just a normal pink diamond again. They still gave him those juice. I'm pretty sure they gave him the juice SIGs. But I think maybe D tier. As far as these guys go, probably D tier. Because again, we are... I'll have a look. He might get moved to C. Alex English, I really like this card. Most people don't. I'm going to put him in C tier. Don't think he belongs higher than that. I know most people would have him in a lower tier. I think the vast majority of you guys would have Alex English down here in D tier. I just like 55. I think 55 is slightly better than Mellow Base. Like, it's almost the same thing. Anyone says it's the same thing, it's not. It's almost the same. On current gen, yeah, it's the same thing. On next gen, there is a difference. There is definitely a difference. 55 for me is just quite a bit better. Just like on next gen, I believe 98 is a great release. I don't like wave base on next gen at all. But yeah, so we have got him in C tier. And in fact, he was a free card and pretty easy to get. Definitely helps. Here we got Wiggins. Wiggins is good. Wiggins could be an A tier. You know what? Wiggins could be an A. Wiggins is really good. He was one of the cheapest dark matters in the game because he was in a code. And yeah, like he's a tall player, plays really good defense, base 22, which is a pretty decent jump shot. Again, nothing absolutely spectacular, but not a bad card by any means at all. Okay, then we have got Edwards. I think Edwards is going C tier. I don't rate him that highly. Like he's basically like dark matter Jamal Murray, except he can't play point guard. And if you're wondering, another player that he's basically the same as, he is very, very similar to Pink Diamond RJ Hampton. Like, is he better than Pink Diamond RJ Hampton? I don't know. And considering the fact I don't know if he's better than a 3000 MT Pink Diamond, I think C tier is probably the best spot for him, especially if Wiggins is B. Bailey Howell. I really like Bailey Howell. 6'7", so he's a little bit small. And that's kind of the only problem with him. He's like a better DeMar DeRozan, but he can't play the 2. That's the best way to describe him. He's like better DeRozan, but he can't play at the 2. He has to play at the 3. I do really like Bailey Howell. Here we got Cam Reddish, A tier. Again, Cam's a really, really good player, really nice shooter, good on defense. And speaking of Cam Reddish, yeah, Ty's made a very dumb decision. He has made a very dumb decision thinking he can beat me with just going with Cam Reddish. That game's going to be tonight, by the way. That game is going to be tonight. So, you guys will end up seeing that game on the old Twitch channel. You guys will see it on the old Twitch channel. So, yeah. Next up, Cam, obviously really good. Mello, he sucks. He absolutely sucks. I used the Pink Diamond one today, and the Pink Diamond sucked. Like, I used him in a gameplay, and I legitimately had more success with, I was having more success with, certain Ruby cards than when I tried to use the Pink Diamond Carmelo Anthony. Even though it's funny enough, I actually kind of liked Pink Diamond Mello at the time, especially on current gen. Or say on next gen, but, man, this Carmelo Anthony is just so bad. He's just so bad, lads. I am not a fan in the slightest of this Carmelo Anthony at all. This Mello is like better Alex English. Again, I'm way higher on Alex English than most people are. So I'm going to put him here. But yeah, so we have got him there. Melo, again, just better. Like, there's no other way to describe him. Caron Butler. Butler's C tier. Butler's okay. Butler is, he's definitely okay. There's no real problems with Caron Butler. I just don't particularly like his release. I think it's a decent release. It's by no means spectacular. I know a lot of people aren't too high on the Caron Butler release either. His defense, I mean, his defense has to be better than his Amethyst card, who had like lateral quickness of like 70, which was awful, absolutely awful. But yeah, he's gonna go C tier. Cedric Maxwell. At this stage of the game, Cedric Maxwell's D tier, but he's great. This Cedric Maxwell though, S. This Cedric Maxwell is so good. One of the best players in the game to run at the 2 guard position. Base 3 is a quality release. He is like, again, he's fast, he's strong, he's big. I just think gives a slight bit more than Cam Reddish does, but they're very similar. If you want to say Reddish is better than Maxwell, I'm good with that. I just prefer Maxwell to Reddish, especially when I'm playing on current gen, because base 3 reminds me of 98. We got, at this stage in the game, Granger's E tier. He's a little bit better than Carmelo Anthony, but I mean, that's not saying much. Like, saying that a card is a little bit better than one of my least favorite cards in the game, one of the most disappointing cards in the game, like, that's like comparing a card to someone from Season 3 and saying that the Season 3 card isn't very good anymore. I mean, Desmond Bain, same as Neesmith, he's just kind of meh. Detlef. If Detlef could play at a 2, he would go B tier, but I'm putting Detlef in C tier. He's got Gallo base, which is a release that I really like, but that's the only thing I really like about him. He's 6'9", so his height's pretty decent. The problem with Schrempf is that he's just kind of slow. Like, speed's in the 80s, which is not great for current gen. On next gen, he's pretty good, but again, there are just a lot of better players that do very similar things on to him on next gen. So I'm gonna put him in C tier. But like, again, that's kind of fine. All right, players that are in the worthless tier right now. Oh my God, Culver. He sums up everything that was wrong with Season 6. There will be a mini rant about Jared Culver in the documentary. You better believe there will be. By the way, documentary preview is coming tomorrow. And documentary coming on Saturday. Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. I cannot believe it's been a year since last year's documentary, but documentary is coming on Saturday, lads. Which is gonna be a very, very big video. I don't know, it could be over 2 hours long. It could genuinely be over 2 hours, but there'll be a section dedicated to Jared Culver. He sucks, by the way. He just absolutely sucks. Okay, this PG, I mean, at this stage of the game, he was great. He really had his time. Hito. Man, he sucks. It's a weird one, like, point guard Hito is probably my favorite point guard in the game on next gen. Do I think Cunningham's better? Yes. If we're talking both gens combined, but not next, I'm putting Hito number 1. This Hito is one of my least favorite cards of the year. I don't know what the hell they did to this Hito. Okay, any players that we're going to put in E tier? I mean, Kevin Knox is not very good. I'm just going to put it out there. He's not very good. Yeah, you need to badge him up, but like, who the hell is badging up a player in August? Kevin Knox is not very... Oh, James Ennis, Set Shot 4. I like Set Shot 4. It still is not a great release. Like, I really liked Set Shot 4 at the start of the year. I don't mind it now, because it was like a nice quick release. I loved it during stick timing, because it was one of the easiest releases to time with the stick on. But, nah, I think the best place is at E tier for him. Okay, does anyone else belong in E tier? Like, objectively E tier? Do I go... I might move Neesmith down, Bain down. Jay Crowder D. Jay Crowder's pretty decent. Dougie McBuckets. Doug, he's good. He can shoot. He can shoot. Which is, again, a very, very good thing. So, yeah, let's Let's put him in that tier. Elgin Baylor. Baylor is definitely, like, there are certain things with Elgin Baylor where you're like, okay, he's not this spectacular player. Like, he's not flawless by any means. But at the same time, I'm going to, I gotta put him in B tier. He's small, but man, he can score. He might get moved to A, honestly. He honestly might get moved up to A. Then we got Gervin. Gervin's going B tier as well. Wiggins is going, I'm going putting Wiggins up to A. I think Wiggins is a little bit better than these guys. But now Gervin is pretty good. And then we have got Gerald Wallace. Gerald Wallace is B tier. Base 4 is not the greatest release in the world. Base 4 is really not the greatest release in the world. He's a good defender, but that's really it. Like, he's fine. He's objectively okay. And that's the whole thing about him, is that, is he great? No. He's not bad. Like, he's not bad by any means, but I mean, I think this is the best place to put him. Then we got Gerald Wilkins. Gerald Wilkins, C tier. He's got a long wingspan, but he's a bit small. He has steady. Don't like him on next gen. Don't like him on current gen. So, well, don't really like him on next gen. He's bad on current gen, so he's gonna go C tier. Glenn Rice. I hate that base 13 release. I hate it so much. Like, I actually I liked it on quick, but now that it's on very quick, I hate it. Like, Glenn Rice, you're going into D tier. One of the most disappointing cards of the year. He's pretty chicken, so I'm going to put him into C tier. Again, I don't... If you want to argue he should be higher, that's completely fine. But for me, I'm going to go C tier for him. Okay, so now we are going to go Grant Hill. Grant Hill's A tier. Grant Hill's only problem is that he just has that release, which is fine. That's the only kind of way to describe his release, is it's fine. Because it's not the worst release in the world. Again, some people are a little bit too harsh on that release, and I am included in that. But I do believe that he's a good enough shooter that it's not bad, and he's just unbelievable at everything else. Then we got Harrison Barnes. I kind of lost train of thought right there talking about Grant Hill. Harrison Barnes, D tier. He's okay. James Worthy, B tier. Worthy has Parker base. I'm sorry. I cannot. I just don't understand how people like Tony Parker base. I hate it so much. It's all right on current gen. On next gen, it's so bad. Again, in my opinion, it's so bad on next gen. I just can't use it at all. We've got Tatum. Tatum's A tier. Base 107 is a really good release. I don't know why he can't play the 2. Like, I really don't know why he can't play the 2, because he is a very decent player. But he's just he's a bit small for the 4, and he's fine for the 3. So again, invincible. He's an invincible. He's Jason Tatum. He's got a good release. Problem is, he's a 4,000 lock-in reward. 4,000 card reward. He may be the worst value player in MyTEAM history. I'm gonna say that. I know you can sell all the cards back, but even based on the fact he's about 10 million, you still lose $1 million for this card value. Nah, he's up there. He's up there with the worst in MyTEAM history. Then we got Jeremy Grant. I like Jeremy Grant because he's a power forward. I'm gonna go B tier, but I mean, Jeremy Grant is, I can't lie, Jeremy Grant is close to being in A tier. I think he shoots the ball well. I think just everything about the card is good, and he's got good length, and I love his release. Jimmy Buckets is gonna go B tier. He's definitely B. I'm gonna move a few people. I'm gonna move Crowder down. Move him down. Him down as well, as much as I like Alex English. I don't like Jimmy Butler at all. I'm going to move Melo down as well. I'm going to move Melo down 1 tier. And I think that, yeah, I think that's best. Joe Harris, I mean, he shoots the ball. He can't really dribble a little bit. He can't really dribble that much, so D tier. Joe Ingles kind of sucks. I think D tier is probably the most fair for Joe Ingles, I guess. And let's go now with Josh Smith. Josh Smith, small forward 2 guard. Give me A tier for Josh Smith. Give me A tier for Josh Smith. I think that is without question where he belongs. He is a shooter. He's a dunker. He's a great defender. And honestly, I would put the Opal there. So let's put the Dark Matter there as well. Dr. J's. BB. Like, if I'm not putting Elgin Baylor into A tier, I don't think I'm putting Dr. J there. He is chicken, though. Oh, he's such a tough player to rate. He is such a tough player to rate because I think he's very good. I think he's very, very good. So, yeah, he's going to go, I'm going to go B. No, I'll go BA. I'll go BA with him. Winslow. High, no, D. I was going to put Winslow in C. And you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to put him in C tier, but no, I think this is the best spot to put him because he was great for his time. He's still a really, really solid point guard. And for that reason, he's in that tier. Just a little bit outdated. Kawhi is going to go A tier and S tier. Maybe both in S tier. Kawhi is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, a really good shooter. Got that Ray Allen base. A really good defender. One of the best defensive players in the entire game. So, yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these guys. Which Kawhi do I think is better value? Actually, there's not even that much of a difference in the prices, honestly. So just get whichever Kawhi you want, honestly. Just get whichever Kawhi you want. Kevin Durant, A, SA. No, Kevin Durant's not as good as Kawhi. Screw it, I'm putting both Kawhis in S then. Putting both Kawhis in S right here. Okay, so then we've got Chris Middleton, B. He's a shooter. That's all he really does. He doesn't do too much else other than shoot. So for that reason, like, I can't really put him in B tier. And he's not even the greatest shooter off the dribble, which was a surprise. I would have thought that he'd be a really good shooter off the dribble. Because, well, that's just the way he had been last year. But no, he's just an absolute chicken. Absolutely chicken. But only off the catch. He's chicken, but only off the catch. Then we got Larry Keenan. Low C tier, great on defense, horrific on offense. So, yeah, he's going to go low C tier. Then we have got LeBron James. I'm putting this LeBron in C tier. I don't even care. There's like 5 LeBrons in a row. I'm going to go C tier with fan favorites LeBron. I'm going to go A tier with invincible LeBron. I'm going to go A tier with... I'm going S tier. Screw it, I'll go... No, all X and bronze belong in S tier. I'm sorry. As much as I would like to differentiate them, for me, there are 2 tiers to the LeBrons. There is Space Jam Bron, GOAT Bron are 1 and 2. USA Bron, Invincible LeBron are 3 and 4. I think that is the definitive order of LeBrons, but they all belong in S tier. MPJ is like better Jeremy Grant. That's the only way I can describe him. He's just better Jeremy Grant. So for me, a no-brainer to put MPJ into A tier. His tier list is a lot shorter than all the other tier lists because, well, there are a lot less players. There are really not that many players in the small forward tier. So, then we have got Paul George. PG, wherever Cam Reddish is. I think this PG and Cam Reddish is his preference. Stats-wise, PG's a bit better. PG is better behind the back, and PG's an inch taller, but the stats are so close. That doesn't make any difference. And, well, they have the same release. So, yeah, I'll go both of these guys in A tier. Paul Pierce. He's terrible. Get into D tier. Oh my god, I have him. He's shocking. He is absolutely shockingly bad. Like, it's hard to describe how bad he is. It is hard to describe how bad he is, like. Because, oh man, he's just not good. Like, his release is just so bad. I can't even describe it. He just can't do anything. Page is good though. Page is in that Chris Middleton tier. They have the same shot base. They're very similar cards, Page Diakovic and Chris Middleton. They really are. They are very similar. So I'm going to put Page Diakovic in B tier because I do believe he's at a very similar level to Chris Middleton. Dozier is actually alright. I'll go C tier with Dozier. Actually, no. If I've got like Neesmith and stuff in E tier, I'll go D tier. But he's actually alright. Richard Jefferson, catapult jumper keeps him off A tier. I find it really hard to green. And fact is, I've used him quite a bit just because of how much stress he was. In beating the Invincibles with golds. In what was one of the most stressful things I've ever done in 2K. Like, I'm starting to lose a little bit of hair. And I personally blame that specific challenge. I believe that challenge was the reason why I'm starting to lose a little bit of hair. Yeah. B tier, no question. Scotty. I don't think Scotty's better than Melo. I don't, like, if you're asking me who I would rather take any of these guys or Scotty, I'm taking all of these guys. So, yeah, I don't like Scotty. I'm putting him C tier. Marion, D tier. I don't even mind Sean Marion's release that much. Like, if you want to, screw it. He can't even curry. His defense, he doesn't even get good defensive animations. There are a load of just very average things about Carmelo Anthony. Like, the card is just okay. Say not about Carmelo Anthony, about who did I just put in? Say about Sean Marion. The card's just okay. Like, a lot of people are gonna put him low and say, oh, he's low because of his release. I mean, his release stops him from being particularly high, but I mean, there's a lot of other not good things about Sean Marion other than his release. Terry Dishinger, the dentist. I mean, the dentist is going D tier, but I mean, he was iconic. And this dentist is gonna go. I actually think he's better. He's as good as Dr. J. So I'm gonna put the dentist in A tier, and I'm gonna put the TJ Warren card in C tier. Like, a lot of people will say TJ Warren deserves to be in a higher tier, and oh, he's great on next gen, man. I have him on next gen. I hate him. I hate him with a passion. He's one of my least favorite players in this entire year. Like, there are not that many players that I've looked at and said that I despise as much as I despise the TJ Warren card. He sold me badly in a tournament. I actually, in fact, in a tournament, took him off and replaced him with a diamond. I replaced him with Diamond Robert Reed. He was doing that badly for me. So, for me, he's going this tier. And then, yeah, this is it. This is pretty much it. This is our tier list of small forwards. This is going to be the last one of these for the year. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.